Welcome back to the Piney Woods homestead, y'all. It's a nice cool morning. A lot of humidity, but it's getting cool. You can tell that fall is in the air, and that is something we've been looking forward to around here. Guys, I'm gonna take you around with me this morning as I get water set up for these piglets going into their new grow out area. Get a little bit of stain put down on that platform that I built for their feeder. And then we're going to take it up to the house, to the kitchen. Lisa is getting ready to sweat down a bunch of grapes, y'all. I think we ended up with about 20 gallons of grapes, plus there's still probably 3 or 4 gallons up on the vines. So she's going to sweat down grapes and she's going to make a little bit of jelly, probably show you the finished product of that. That's the plan. And we're going to come outside to all of our deep raised beds, and Lisa's going to do a tour with you on everything that she has planted for our fall gardens. Guys, thanks for stopping in. Hit the like for us, subscribe to the channel if you hadn't, and if you have, as always, y'all, we appreciate you. Let's get started taking care of the pigs first. Y'all, those buckets get heavy after a while, but I've got it filled up. This barrel's been cleaned, disinfected. We do that anytime that we move them. We also let them draw down, and we clean them good, and we sanitize, and we chlorinate, just like we do our well. So it keeps it clean for the pigs. We'll go in here now and get some stain on the base of the platform that I built the other day for this hog feeder. And y'all, we've decided to put 4 pigs in here. The pig we're going to top out probably around 225 pounds. The barbecue pig that will grow out, the one that has the hernia. We're going to keep Buttercup, the gilt that we're growing. And we're going to put 1 more pig in there, not sure which one yet. We've decided to go ahead and top out 2 pigs this year, just because we'll have enough pork that way to last a full year and maybe a little bit longer, especially since we're processing Rosie this winter for mostly sausage, and we'll be sharing that with a lot of people. But also, the way the world's looking right now, we probably better put up as much food as we can. And since we have this good looking litter of pigs, even the little barrow that had a little bit of trouble getting caught up, he's catching up now. Y'all's looking great. That leaves me with only 3 that'll be around the 50 to 60 pound size that I need to butcher here soon. And that's still cooler size. And when I say cooler size, I believe our coolers are 50 quarts. I believe that's right. They're pretty good sized coolers. And I can slaughter a pig in an evening, put him on ice, and then the next morning take him inside the house and go ahead and do the butchering. And they don't take long at that size, y'all. But we'll get in here and get some stain on this platform. Y'all, one thing I forgot to show in the last video where I made this platform is this little, basically 45 kicker over here. It is lagged in to the base as well as to the side, the uprights. And the reason for that is hogs like to root. And if you don't put something like that, they can actually root this platform up. Not saying that they would, but it's just a precaution. But we'll get some of this stain on here, and that'll provide a little bit of waterproofing to give this thing a few more years of use. Alright, all the staining's done here. I wanted to go ahead and get this done because we're actually going to move these pigs, 4 of them, a little bit later today. Apparently, the weather is calling for 1 to 3 inches of downpours this coming weekend. So we want to go ahead and get them in there so that they can get adjusted to the area. But y'all, what I like to do, and you don't have to do this, but something I like to do I found works pretty good. These piglets have been bucket fed this whole time, and so they're not used to a feeder. Once they learn it, they'll be right on it, you know. But I like to wire up one side of it just for probably a day or two. That gives them open access to the feed. And the other ones here that they're going to hit, and they're going to start banging it, they'll get used to that sound, and they'll get used to opening that lid to get feed. Just something that we do here. Now I got to go up and do something with the electric fence real quick before we can get up to Lisa in the kitchen. Y'all, as you may remember if you've been following the channel for a while, a nasty lightning storm took out our Parmac Mark 8 fencer back during the spring to early summer, and we had to send it off, get it repaired. Thankfully it was under warranty. About a 3-year, it is a 3-year warranty with this, and no questions asked. But we had pretty good lightning protection on it, but we only had protection on it from the electrical lines going to the unit instead of from the electric fence coming back towards the fencer. So I actually picked up some stuff to put a lightning arrestor on it. Haven't gotten around to it yet. We've just been using a spare energizer that one of my brothers let me borrow, and actually gave it to me, and I think it was my dad's to start with, so that works out good. And my dad actually brought over another Parmac, a little bit smaller unit than this one, for me to have as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this reinstalled real quick, because this thing is hot. It will fry bacon, y'all. And so we would need to go ahead and get that put in, because Dixie loves these piglets and she just wants to be where they are. And she will test the electric barrier that separates this acre of fencing out here in the woods. She'll test it, and she has before and come through it. So we want to make sure we have the hottest fencer that we can on here. This is 6 joules, and y'all, I'm gonna tell you, I've been hit by it and it hurts. But once you get hit by it once or twice, these pigs anyways, they tend to stay away. So I'll get that put on there, and I'll catch back up with you in the kitchen.
Alright y'all, got the first round of grapes in my juice extractor. So these are going to steam down so that I just have the juice for the jelly. And if y'all don't see me for a week or so, it's because we've got about 20 gallons worth to do, and this is probably 2 gallons of the grapes. But in the meantime, I'll take y'all down to the fall gardens and show you what we've got planted down there. Alright y'all, the first few beds here, we have more than that, but these 2 front ones have our Green Magic broccoli in it. And this is just a really great variety. It's a short maturity time, one of the shorter for broccolis. And it's also one of the few that are heat tolerant, which works really well with the temperatures that we sometimes have here. It worked great in the spring. And the only thing that is our big pest here in the south, for us anyways, are the cabbage worms. And they actually found my plants while I still had them up on the porch. But you can see what they do to them. But if you start seeing little holes, all you gotta do is look on the back, and they're usually gonna be along this little rib right here. And so as I was planting out, I pulled off of at least 2 or 3 off of each plant, and then Matthew came through and sprayed. So I haven't seen it in a few days, so hopefully we've got that under control now. And this is another bed of our Green Magic broccoli. I think I've got about between 80 and 90 plants. Broccoli is one of my favorite foods, so that's why we have so much. And this is another bed of it. And this bed, chickens. This bed is our Georgia collards. Same thing with them. They got a few of the cabbage worms on them that I haven't seen any in a few days. And these are our absolute favorite collards. We'll get probably 3 pickings off of this bed, which will be more than enough to keep us through till spring and then some. And these are our Jade Cross Brussels sprouts. The only Brussels I have been successful in growing. So I've got around, I think 34, 36 in here. And I think they've doubled just in the few days that they have been planted. And this is just part of our Blue Ridge kale. It'll end up getting, this is a great, it does great through the winter. Winter's over well, and it can actually go all the way through spring and summer, but as you know, we pull up and use for other summer crops as well. So, and this is, let's see, I think there's 48 kohlrabi in this bed. This is the Quick Star. It's our favorite to grow. We have grown the Conan as well, but they mature in about, I think, less than 60 days. And they actually get sweeter if they get a little frost on them. So, and we're about, actually these should be mature before our frost date, but even if they get frost, like I said, they're going to be sweeter. And this is our final bed of the Green Magic broccoli. As I said, we love it, so we've got 4 beds invested in it for this fall. And this bed is behind our house. We've got more of the Blue Ridge kale. And then over here I put, there's 24 of the stonehead cabbage back here. I was hesitant to because of the squirrels, but they did not mess with my pepper plants that were back here. So hopefully they're going to leave these alone as well. These didn't have as much pressure from the cabbage worms, surprisingly, but they have been sprayed just for good measure. And hopefully these are going to do really good. I love cabbage and kraut, and last year, due to everything that went on through the winter, I wasn't able to fertilize these as well, so they just didn't get really big enough to do anything with. But all of the brassicas are heavy feeders, so keep that in mind for your fall gardens. They need lots and lots of nitrogen and lots of phosphorus for some types, cabbage, and but primarily just give them a lot of nitrogen.
Y'all, Lisa's going to go in the house and work on sweating down these grapes to get the juice to make jelly. While she's doing that, I got some stuff I got to do outside today. It's extremely humid, y'all.
Yeah.
And Lisa's hurting because she had some dental work done yesterday and she's having trouble smiling. I told her just to take it easy, work in the house, stay cool. So I'm going to get out here and do a little bit of work. When she gets done with the jelly, y'all, we'll bring you back and we'll show you some of the Scuppernong jelly. Y'all, once again, we've gotten just a little bit overzealous in how much we can get done for a day. This right here is some pulp left over from extracting juice that Lisa was doing up in the house. From part of them, y'all. There's tons of grapes that are left to do. That's heavy, but the pigs will love that, and it's going to be nice and sticky on my hands. But we're going to take you down here and show you, we got the 4 pigs that we're putting in their grow out area. We got them moved around lunchtime today, and they look really good, so we're going to go check on them, feed everybody up. Lisa get around to making jelly here probably tomorrow. She's still got a lot of grapes to extract the juice from, so that may be on another video. We'll show you the finished product, y'all. We will show you, just be on another one. Getting late in the day now. I've already had a bath and cleaned up because it got so hot out here working. I'll show you what I've been working on real quick, then we'll go down to the pigs. So I've been working on a firewood bunk, and this bunk will hold exactly a cord, actually probably a little bit more than a cord. That's the way I've figured it up, accounting for shrinkage as the wood dries out. But it's got some slats in the bottom. We can fit our 3 rows of 16-inch pieces of firewood. Slats on the side, kind of like a corn crib. And then on the top, just got some bracing up there, and there'll be a flat tin roof that goes on there. But y'all can, the way I'm working on them, and I'll show you here in a few days when I get to moving it, is I can go under it with the forks on the tractor, the loader, and just pick it up and move it and set it where I want in this wood yard. I've got to get at least 12 of them built, but got to get my grading and stuff done first, but just working on it as I have time and getting these built. Well, let's go down here and check on those baby pigs.
Come on. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh?
Y'all, we're going to end it right here today. We got those pigs moved and we picked out the 4 we wanted to keep. Buttercup obviously is our gilt that we're going to be bringing up, as well as the one that we're going to top out, our barbecue pig, and one other one we're going to top out. Decided to go ahead and top out 2 pigs this year. Probably do a processing probably late December and then late January, and our sow mixed in there somewhere for all that sausage.
Yeah.
Gonna be giving away a lot, aren't we?
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, we appreciate you hanging out with us. On the next video, we will show you the jelly once it's been made, and probably a speed lapse of building another firewood bunk, so you can see that. But guys, stay tuned, hit the like for us, subscribe if you hadn't, and as always, if you have, we appreciate you. Guys, we'll see you on the next video. Have a good day and a great week.